This is gonna go a lot quicker because it's just a few ingredient, but the taste is going to be there. It's gonna be fantastic. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up the garlic, and then we're gonna chop up the parsley, and the butter is what we're obviously gonna saute with, and we'll bring the stoves out after we get everything chopped up. So obviously we wanna start with vegetables. Most of you probably already know this at home. Don't go with the raw stuff first. Get all your vegetables and garnishes out of the way so this way you don't cross-contaminate. But very important. You don't want to make anybody sick. All right, everybody's used knives in here. I'm not dealing with the kids this time. Anyway, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to chop this garlic, and then you're gonna go ahead and chop it. We want it to be very thin. Anybody see Goodfellas? Nobody seen Goodfellas?
In prison, dinner was always a big thing. We had a pasta course, and then we had a meat or a fish. Paulie did the prep work. He was doing a year for contempt, and he had this wonderful system for doing the garlic. He used a razor, and he used to slice it so thin that it used to liquefy in the pan with just a little oil. It's a very good system. Vinny was in charge of the tomato sauce.
Ah, got the smell. Got three kinds of meat in the meatballs. You got veal, beef, and pork.
Ah, good, but you gotta have the pork.
Oh, that's the flavor.
I felt he used too many onions, but it was still a very good sauce.
Vinny, don't put too many onions in the sauce.
Oh, I should have made you watch it before you came to the class. How did you not see Goodfellas? Well, anyway, there's a scene in the prison where they're cooking. It's a great movie. Where they're in prison and they're taking the garlic and they're slicing it with a razor, super, 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 super thin. Because they take that garlic and they let it, when they have it that thin and it goes into the sauce, it just dissolves into the sauce. It's fantastic. So we're gonna try to get this garlic as thin as they did in that movie that you guys didn't see. And if you're coming back to do another cooking class, you really need to see that or I can't accept your money. Just kidding, I'll accept your money, but try to see that movie. All right.
Cooking class if you don't accept our money?
What's that?
Do we still get to cook even if you don't accept our money?
No, you gotta see the movie. What? All right.
Say I was old enough, you didn't give me no knife.
Oh.
I didn't give you a knife?
You weren't
Here's David, I got it.
All right, so we cut the garlic. Let me cut it over here so you guys can see. I'm gonna cut my piece right here. And I have some ingredient dishes, so what we're gonna do is we'll put that ingredient right back into those ingredient dishes. So when we cut it, always you're gonna use this part of your finger as the guide. And you'll never, ever, ever, ever cut yourself. I don't know, we didn't get to use knives in the last class. So when we're cutting, if you use your finger as the guide, you can look all around, talk to everybody, and still cut it as thin as you want, and never even look at the product. But if you notice, everything is behind that shield right there. That's your shield. And you can cut as fast as you want. You can look around, talk to everybody. And when you get to that little piece like that, you do the same thing. You just chop it up. So that's how you want it. Nice and thin. You don't have to go that fast, obviously. But get it as thin as that, those two pieces, and get it right into your little dish. Everybody's garlic's done? Just about? Take your time. Remember, you want it nice and thin because if you cut it too thick and you bite into your Alfredo, it's going to be pungent. Now, I would prefer to use Italian flat leaf parsley, but of course, right now, it's hard to get anything, so we have curly parsley. And actually, in the restaurant, I don't use the flat leaf parsley. I use the curly parsley because it holds better, it's brighter, it just makes the dish look better. So for looks, I use this, unless I'm doing some, if I'm doing a Tuscan experience, I'll bring that flat leaf parsley with me, obviously. All right, so we're gonna chop that up like this. Your hand, you always want above the knife. Never have your thumb behind you because if you get lazy and it starts to slide down, because it can happen, always remember to keep that thumb up there, because sometimes people drop that thumb and forget it. Nice and small. This is just a garnish. Everybody's so quiet.
Yeah.
It's quiet last time.
We didn't bring a rowdy bunch this time.
We were the rowdy bunch. We just didn't have a camera last time.
I'm going to rowdy. We are the rowdy bunch sometimes. My wife's quiet though.
Good job, good job.
There's water in there too, Jeff. Oh, you brought it. Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I got that. I got the water.
Trying to hide your bottle.
There it is.
There. That's what you're gonna drink out of, really?
I don't have a cup.
We got a couple. We got another.
Jeff didn't want one. So.
We found it at Costco.
And it's red, right?
Yeah, this is the same one
Red
we
goes
brought
great
last
with
time.
steak.
Right. This is the same one we brought last time that y'all like.
Oh, yeah, that was excellent.
What?
Calling Steven big. Sound kind of thick.
She said you was in the way and that Rick wasn't a glass maker.
Right. He tried.
Make sure I have enough. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick out 2 pieces and set them on your cutting board.
Close your eyes to pick out your pieces out.
And we're just gonna make you the class leader.
Oh, you messed up.
Yeah, you're the class leader.
I'll ruin it all.
So when you pick out your 2 steaks, could you run over to the dish rack, please, and grab everybody a set of tongs?
Where's the dish rag?
I feel like I'm back in the military. The dish rack, well, not the, well, the everything rack. You see those tongs?
On the side.
Everybody's gonna need a set of those to cook with. Good job, he passed the test. He's a true leader.
A lot smarter than the average people in here.
Steven, stop
It didn't
talking
take
about
much. Most of them, my family.
Steven, stop talking about your imaginary friends.
Anybody know what kind of steak this is?
Looks
Ribeye.
like
Nope.
Filet.
round chuck,
Nope.
sirloin.
Nope. Does the class leader know?
Kind of
They
steak.
ain't but about one left.
Filet.
Looks
Yes.
What do you say?
It's lean.
I couldn't let him say it first. I had to say it.
Tenderloin.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Need another glove? Good job. 80 knows about food cost and paper cost. Thank you. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to cut these like this. Let me mark it for you so you can see. You're gonna cut them into 3 strips. Just like that. And now it's your turn to show the team behind you on how this is supposed to be. Just like that. You want 3 strips.
Maybe you're way too wide.
Oh, that was rude.
That's the second batch.
Yeah. I'm getting the hints.
Right? I feel like this one needs to be
I get seasoning on everybody's tables.
He said 3, so I'm gonna leave it.
All right, so now pop off your, I'll pop them off for you, so here's your hands. You can take your gloves off now, or at least one of them, so you can season your steak. I'm gonna season mine, I'm just gonna take a pinch. You can do it before or after it's cut. Season it up just a little bit. We're gonna season it 2 more times, so just on the top is okay. And by the way, this is how we do the steak Alfredo in the restaurant. Exactly how we do it. to the T. You guys have seasoning back there? Don't want too much, it'd be salty. She's going in. All right, let me cut mine real quick.
She's gonna shake it off now. Taylor Swift style.
Okay, and then what we're gonna do is I have little trays underneath. Grab one of those trays and put your steak portion in the tray. You can use your tongs so you don't mess your hands up.
Pass them back to us. Look at it.
Thank you, Ashley. You're
I'm
the
just gonna
best.
stick mine in an ingredient dish.
Put them on.
Put the meat in the tray. I thought.
I gave mine today. I handed it back. You would.
And then what we want to do is bring our cutting boards and knives over here for Chris, who's going to take care of these for us.
About the size of this table.
Actually, you know what? I don't. Yeah, I'll use this pan, I guess.
Don't worry.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our butter. So basically, it's about a quarter stick of butter. And we're finished with that. And again, another pinch of seasoning. All right, before we turn these on, let me explain to you what we're looking for. We're going to melt the butter down. Anybody brown steaks or whatever, do you know the color you're looking for out of the butter? To get a nice sear on it?
No.
All right, so you want, when the butter melts, it's going to bubble. And then when it stops bubbling is when it's normally ready. You're going to have a gold tint to it. So it's not going to be this color, it's going to turn kind of gold. That's when you want to put the steak in there. It's as soon as you lay it down. You don't want to lay it down too early, because if it's still doing the bubbling, the butter's not hot enough yet. So you want to wait till it passes that. Because if you put the steak in when it's not hot enough, it's going to get that off color to the steak. You know what I mean? It'll still be good, but you want that sear so it locks in all the juices. You don't want to boil it in butter, you want to sear it in butter. All right, so let's turn those on a high heat to start with. Pull this chicken stock up for you.
If we sit down, it's gonna be over.
Now, if you got like bouillon at home, chicken bouillon cubes, you can use that at home. You can use, or buy chicken base at the store, or beef base, using a beef dish, but this is what we use. We use it for everything. And it still tastes fantastic. So this is what we're gonna deglaze with once we brown our steaks. Do you remember me doing this at the house? Yeah, we died. We did die in the house.
We run everybody out.
Yes, we did. All right, this will take a couple of minutes. So now's the time to take a sip of your soda or a sip of your wine and relax. Anybody ever tried this? Oh, you have? Oh,
We had it at the house. At the house, we cooked it that night.
that's right. So you've had it too then.
I had a bite, like literally one bite at Rick's the other night.
Cause they made us eat. Remember?
We required them to eat.
I really hate to tell you this. Your dad did require us.
Make sure all the bottom of that pan's covered nicely. And this is stuff you buy at your local grocery store. This isn't anything special. It's how you put your flavors together and make everything taste fantastic. This? Chicken stock. That's what we're going to deglaze the pan with after we add our steak. And then once we add our steak, once our pans are ready, we add our steak, then we're going to throw that pan away and pull up new ones, because once we sear all the sides, we're going to put it into a fresh tin. That's just about there.
You didn't hear me.
I'm sorry?
The throwing the pan away seems wasteful. I'm just gonna wash it.
Yeah, but for camera purposes, we don't want to, you do whatever you want at home. I don't recommend doing that. I recommend using a new one. All right, you ready? Start placing your steaks in the butter.
You got to do one. I ain't got no gloves.
You got Tom.
Don't drop them in like a ball. Make sure you lay them in nice. And then you're going to add a little bit more seasoning. What I would do is make sure you have the seasoned part on the bottom. So you're going to add another little bit of seasoning to the top. Get some more flavor. Feel some of your seasoning. This is what you're looking for, a nice sear like that. How's everybody like their steak? Oh, then you just want a nice brown tip. Once it's like that, flip it. You want to brown all the sides like that. Beautiful. Yep. All ready to flip. Beautiful. You want to brown those sides like that?
Come out of the pan when it's done?
Yep. You're going to turn it down in just a minute. Once both sides are nice and brown, you want to shut it down.
Shut the burner off?
Yep. But wait till you get it all browned all the way through it. Anybody here like it medium or higher? Okay. I was going to say you have to let it go a little longer. And everybody knows steak continues to cook while it's resting, right? Juices get flowing and everything. And when you cook your steaks at home, never cut into them right away. Let it sit on the counter after they're done. Good. Okay, when your steaks are ready, put them in your fresh pan. I'm going to steal one from y'all. See what? Oh, well done, yep. Yeah, he does. Okay, so I'm going to shut my heat off for a second. And then you're going to take the chicken stock a little bit at a time. You see what's going to happen? Everybody's fire off. So go ahead and start. You got chicken stock right there. And you want the bottom of your pan completely covered, okay? So you want to start adding to yours. And then once the bottom of the pan is completely covered, give it a nice stir and then turn your heat on medium.
You made a mess.
I did just work. Right. Turn it back on what?
Medium heat. You'll have to kick it all the way on high and then lower the temperature. Now at home, really watch, especially if you have the glass stove, because you're on control. It's hard to control the glass stove. Tricky. So you really gotta watch, because it'll burn the heck out of your pan. Don't forget, especially people that don't have ventilation at home, and even if you have regular fans, you want to take it off the heat. I did some practice before we did this class, so we didn't all die in here from this smoke. All right, so everybody's ready? All right, so that heat go back on a medium, and now what we're gonna do, make sure it's on a medium to low heat, and we're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream to this. 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream.
Measure it or we?
Yes, you must measure. Because if you add too much, it'll drown out the flavor of the steak we just seared in the pan.
half and a quarter.
We don't have 3/4.
4/3.
You can use a full cup and just not fill it all the way to the top. 3/4 of a full cup will work too.
Oh, wait, I poured, okay.
Guessing.
Well, I make 1,000 of these a night. 3/4 of a cup. If you want it to taste good, you want to measure it. Everybody have enough cream? Everybody's on a medium heat? Do you have enough cream in yours?
Now we won't.
There you go. All right, now you want to add your garlic to the cream. And does anybody know why we don't add that while we're searing the steak?
You burn the garlic.
Yeah,
we had this
And gently stir your pan, get those flavors mixing up in there. Your heat's a little too high, way too high. It shouldn't be at a boil yet because you have your garlic and you want to slow simmer, and then we're going to add our pasta. Pasta.
You made this yesterday?
Yesterday or this morning? Well, my team made this pasta.
You know what? That's what I meant.
Yeah, no, I didn't make this, no. My staff did that. All right, so normally if I was in the restaurant or you're at home, this would already probably be close to done in about 3 minutes, but we want to heat that pasta up in the sauce altogether without overcooking the pasta or reducing it too quick before we can finish the dish. So if you're at home, obviously, by the time you're done with all this, your pasta should be done boiling and drained and everything, and just add your pasta done. So now what we're going to do, go ahead and pour your pasta in there. Everybody should have their pasta in their pans. Spread it through with your tongs. Need more tongs? Everybody got tongs? So now you can have it on a medium heat. And what we're doing is letting the pasta get warm, and we're trying to reduce that that cream. And we're gonna start, our Alfredo will start coming together nicely.
That's really all Alfredo sauce is? Whipping cream?
Well, the cheese.
Oh.
The cheese next. That's another big
I forgot
part.
about you and the cheese.
You gotta have it a cheese. Gotta have it a cheese. So, normally if you're at your house, a handful, boom, done, per order. So if you're cooking for 2 people, you would do double this, obviously, in 2 handfuls of cheese. So you're basically gonna need a handful of cheese, and what I consider a handful is two of those, level.
Which ones?
What you got?
Half cup.
Half cup.
Yeah, I would have told you to use a full cup, but we got cream in that. Let it sit on top for a minute. You guys have your cheese over there? It's under that table.
Yeah.
You guys got cheese over there or no?
Not in the back. Thanks, sir.
Make sure you're not boiling your pasta yet. Now start working that cheese in with your tongs. One of the things you gotta be careful of when you're doing this is make sure you're stirring it, because what'll happen a lot of times, depending on the cheese that you get, it'll go straight to the bottom and you'll have this burnt layer of cheese in the bottom of your cake. This is what you should see. It should be bubbling just like this. That's what you want. And once you mix that cheese through pretty good, then you're gonna turn your heat up higher. And what we're gonna do is cause this to reduce quickly and thicken into an Alfredo. Yours is pretty much almost hot already. There. Mix that really good. May I see this for a second? Yep, you need to shut your heat off. Yours is just about done. Let's mix that up a little bit more. Okay, we'll get it later. You don't want it watery. With her texture, if you look at hers, hers is perfect.
That's right, Ashley.
Killing it over there.
She did it faster than you. We may have to make her the team
Yeah,
leader.
you know.
Say, change.
Well, next week we've been married for 12 years, so she's picked up a few things along the road.
Oh,
You know?
all right.
Ashley, don't say that to him.
Looking good. Looking really good. Turn your heat up a little bit more. It'll reduce faster for you. Normally in the restaurant, obviously, we have the burners full speed. That's why we can get the food out quick. So usually this dish should take about 12 minutes to make. Make sure I don't burn mine while I'm talking over here. Mine's just about ready. Everybody's heat's off. Only if it's ready. If your sauce is thickened.
I don't know if I'm ready yet.
Everybody loves you. Try your sauce. Make sure you don't need anything else. Try your sauce. Be careful you don't burn your palates. But yours should be perfect. You're the team leader.
All right, that'll work.
Thank you, brother. Remember, you can always add more. That's why you lightly season everything to start with. Taste. Because you can always add more later. You add too much, forget about it. Just like you, I'm sure you guys do that with the heating and air. You only measure twice, you only cut once.
Oh no.
Oh no?
They don't think something
Is there?
twice.
Oh no.
We lucky if they
Am I wrong,
measure
Steve?
once.
Yeah. The second time's when you measure twice, when you cut it again.
Okay, for plating, which is the next part, you want to take your pasta, again, move it all around your sauce, like this. I'm going to plate this first, and then you guys are going to do it after I get done, so I can show you what it looks like. I'm going to place that right in the center, so this way we don't have splash and mess up our plate presentation.
Keep stirring till it cools, because you're gonna burn it otherwise.
And that garlic should be perfect in there right now. Then what we're going to do is lay our steak strips across. And normally you would take this and set it on top of your oven, like that shelf that you have in the oven, or you can even set it in your oven at like 220 or whatever, because you don't want it to cook anymore, but just to keep it warm. Take your strips right across. Don't waste anything. Never waste any juice at all. Pour that right over. We do this also in the restaurant. And then what we're going to do is when we garnish with the reduction, which by the way you can get this at your local grocery store easily, or you can make it, and that'll be another class. And it's a pain in the neck. So what we want to do to make the plate look nice, you don't want to go this way where the steak's already going that way, so we're going to go at an angle. Just like this. Not a lot, but just enough to catch that flavor. And then we're going to hit it with a little bit of parsley, and it is completed. So we can start here. Let me get you some plates.
Now it's coming.
Say it's easy here. We'll see when I get home.
Forget what we
Jeff said
measured.
he's gonna take us home, see if he can get lucky this weekend with this.
She knows I'm here, so it's not huge.
Excuse me.
Oh, I ruined my presentation.
And if you want, you just take your pans and set them over here where Chris is at. gonna take care of those for us.
Oh, yeah. Can't leave nothing left over hanging out.
Don't forget to add that juice. For you. Couples share one napkin. We're trying to save on paper costs. I almost took my Harley out today, but I had zero time.
The weather was perfect.
Oh, you have no idea. It's driving me nuts. I haven't been on it in a couple
I saw him out
weeks.
today. He started his up while I was over there today.
It looks phenomenal.
We got tools.
What's the brown stuff?
Tools.
It's a-
Was it, yeah, that
Steven,
glaze?
isn't it?
The glaze? Oh, yeah.
366. Killing it.
Thank you.
I think my favorite is-
I like it when the sauce is loose.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Ready, knives?
Beautifully.
Take a picture of that.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Kill it. That's a awesome tiny little knife.
Forgot to put my screen.
Excuse me. Looks great.
Susan's got it. She's hogging it over here.
I don't have it.
Jeff's got it. He's hogging it.
All right, now for the best part.
Isn't that time?
Try it out.
It's so good.
Let's try this. Is it gonna be great? Huh?
Did you do all right, Steven?
We're about to see.
I done phenomenal. I done phenomenal.
Yeah, I done great. That thing's delicious. There's good, baby.
You added too much cheese in mine now.
Quit them lies.
For real, he told me to let it, but without.
The what?
It's, it tastes like Parmesan cheese.
You like cheese.
So good.
The only person you can blame is the chef. The person who cooked it.
He did it.
Oh. Then you can blame Steven.
Or it could be steak. Could be steak.
Perfect. It's on the steak.
Do that one.
I guess everybody's enjoying it.
That's great. Joe,
Very
this is
good.
awesome.
But
Thank you for flexing for the steak. I know
well, it
you-
was supposed to be chicken Alfredo tonight.
I know.
Someone
Someone
was
pressured-
adamant on steak.
Someone pressured you. I don't know who would do
I
something
have no
like that.
idea. No idea.
But he greatly appreciates it.